Yo, let's make bún bò Huế. Now, bún bò Huế, it's Vietnamese spicy beef noodle soup. I grew up eating this all the time and I love it so much that I recreated it into my own way of making it. And there are a lot of ways of making bún bò Huế, but this is one of my way of making it and I hope you guys try it and let me know how you like it. Here I have 3 pounds of beef bones and 3 pounds of beef shank. This is beef shank right here. Sorry, I'm gonna have to grab it. I'll wash my hands in a bit. This is beef shank. And here are the things that are gonna be going into the pot with the bones and the shank. See, I always have pineapple, frozen pineapple, ready so I can make bún bò Huế. When I make bún bò Huế, I use pineapple, but I don't use the whole thing. I only use the core of the pineapple. So every time I eat pineapple, I would always save the core. And here I have some lemongrass all chopped into like 2-inch long, and I mashed it. And here I have 1 medium ginger. I'm gonna go char this. And here I have 3 shallots. The shallots will be for later. I will show you what I'm gonna do with shallots later. Now I'm gonna fill the pot up halfway so I can boil and clean the bones and the shank to get all the impurities out of it. And then I'm gonna have another pot, put it in and start cooking. Okay, in a 12-quart pot, fill this pot up with water more than halfway. Now water is filled more than halfway, as you can see. Now I'm dropping in my lemongrass and my charred ginger into the pot. Going in 2 tablespoons of sea salt. It's not going to be a lot of salt, trust me, because this is a really big pot. It's a 12-quart pot and this much is nothing. 2 and 1 teaspoon of MSG. If you don't want MSG in your soup, I mean, you can leave it out, no problem. Now let this come to a boil, then lower heat down to medium and let it simmer for 3 hours. Here I have 6 of these frozen pineapple core, and then I'm gonna drop it in my soup. Make sure you check your beef shank occasionally. This right here has been like 2.5 hours in. This is like a 3-pound shank. So to check, I use a chopstick and I'm gonna poke through to see how tender I like it to be. I would like it a little bit more tender, so I will leave it in for another like 30 minutes and then fish it out. Okay guys, I have here some real deal shrimp paste that my mama got from Vietnam in Hue. So using 2 tablespoons, I'm gonna scoop out 2 tablespoons of this shrimp paste. 1 and 2. All right. This is 1 cup. I'm gonna fill up to the 1 cup line. I'm gonna go in with some warm water and fill it up and mix it up, and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, now I just put some water in. I'm gonna mix it up and let this dissolve, and I will strain this out and put it straight into the soup. Now I've taken out my beef shank already. See this? I mixed it with some water. Now I'm gonna pour it with the strainer on the side. I'm gonna pour it straight into the bún bò Huế soup. See, just pour. Now to enhance more flavoring and for a little color of bún bò Huế, I will be using this bún bò Huế soup mix right here. You see this? After 3 hours of simmering in the pot, this meat here it's very tender now. So I'm gonna fish everything out before I put more seasoning in here. Now you see how the water has reduced down to like half. Now I'm gonna add in water till it fills up to the line where it used to be. Pour it in. See, I fill up the pot into where it was. Now we're gonna season it. After filling in water up to the line, now we're gonna add a whole jar of this in. I just put half in already. Now I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna put a whole jar in there. Okay, now I just re-seasoned everything in this pot. I use a whole jar of this bún bò Huế mix and another tablespoon of some rock sugar and another 1/3 cup of fish sauce in here. This is good for me and my family. You know, you can season and adjust to your own taste, but this is perfect for me and my family. In here I have a piece of pork blood that I bought from an Asian grocery nearby, and it's already cooked, but you know, to save me some time, I bought it already cooked. But then I will go ahead and reboil it when I get home. So I'm gonna put it in here and reboil it for another 10 minutes. I do this to save a lot of time. Okay, for the bún bò Huế noodles, I'm using this brand right here. I like this brand a lot. The noodles are bigger. It's a size XXL, and it's this brand right here. See, now I have a pot of boiling water. Now I'm gonna drop the whole package in there. It says in the back to do it for like 15 minutes, but I usually do it a little longer, to like maybe 20 something minutes. Okay, now once you drop in the noodles, give it a mix, give it a good mix, and then you need to keep an eye on it, keep stirring it. Don't leave it unattended, because you don't want your noodles to be stuck down to the bottom of the pot. Okay, now my noodles are done. I have this on cold water, and I will drain. Okay guys, I will keep draining this under cold water for about a few minutes. Okay guys, here's a trick to my bún bò Huế. I have thin sliced the beef shank into thin slices right here, adding in some of my homemade chili oil that I made. If you don't have the homemade version, you can go ahead and buy the store-bought one. Okay, it's bubbling. The 3 shallots I had earlier, I chopped it up into thin slices, and I'm gonna put everything in. Mix it up. I'm gonna saute the shallots here. Now half I will put in my bún bò Huế pot, and half I'm gonna saute it with the beef shank. Now I got the shallots that we sauteed earlier. I'm using half of that going in the pot of bún bò Huế, and the other half I will saute with the meat. Okay, beef shank going in. I'm gonna give it a little dash of nước mắm, just a little, a dash of fish sauce, like that much, not even a teaspoon. Mix it up. And just a tiny pinch like this of sugar, just a tiny, to balance out the taste. Dang man, sorry guys, on the introduction part I forgot to tell you that I bought some pig's feet. This here, you know, I'm not a fan of this, that's why I totally forgot about it during the introduction, but you know what, my husband likes it, so you know, why not get it for him to eat. This has been washed and clean. I'm using that wok that I saute the onions and stuff in. I just pour in here some water, add a tablespoon of salt, and just a tiny bit of MSG. If you don't like MSG, you can skip it. I'm gonna let this cook for about 40 minutes, and if you want it more tender, you can do it for an hour or even more. It depends on your taste. Okay guys, I have here 2 types of onion. One is a red onion, and this one is a yellow sweet onion. I'm gonna do this thin slice. I'm gonna chop it, cut it real thin to eat with the bún bò Huế. Like this thin as possible. There you go, like super thin, like that. Same goes with this, like thin. Also here I have some green onions. I will be using this white part here, just some, I mean not all of it. Nah, actually I'm using the whole thing. I'm chopping up like thinly sliced the whole bunch of onions like this, but using only a few. Top part, the white part, like also thin slice, like so. Look at this. I got my greens ready. I have here some banana blossom, bean sprouts. This is morning glory, but the stem part, I shred it into julienne like this. And here I have Vietnamese coriander and some lime to go with it. Here is some onions and green onions, and here the shanks are ready. You remember how I saute it? This is how it looks. And here, don't waste the meat on the bones. So look, I chop it all up. You see, this is from the bones, and it's really tender. It's really good. And here I have some Vietnamese ham to go with it. This is pork blood. If you don't like it, you can skip it. And here are the noodles. I use the big noodles, big fat noodles. This is good with bún bò Huế. And here's the big pot of bún bò Huế. Look how scrumptious that looks. Here I have some nước mắm with fresh chili, Thai chili, some homemade satay. Okay, in goes 2 slices of shank, 1 of the ja, and let's do 1 pork blood, and some greens, a little onion. So I'm gonna grab a little sprout, some morning glory, banana blossom, and some Vietnamese coriander. Dude, you can't even see my noodles now. I'm just trying a little bit for you guys to see. There you go. Okay guys, let's try it out. Let's try the soup. Sweet, salty, everything in one. Okay, let's get a piece of shank, some noodles. Ngon quá. So good. Piece of chả. I love this beef chả. So good. I mean, this is not a hard recipe. It just takes a little time to make. But if you really want to make it, you can do it. So please share and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you again next time. Bye.